it's a very difficult corner. You've got to really use the way the circuit cambers into the curb, and because it is such a gradual run in, you've got to sort of, like, I only know so much about it because I've been racing here for 10 years and I've walked the track about 1 million times. Yeah. Like, unless you've got that inside knowledge about it, you're not going to know just how gradual the camber goes in, but then how heavily cambered it is actually at the apex. Yeah. So you sort of got to almost wander in.
I felt as though the braking was upsetting the car. Sometimes I was too late and I missed the turn in. Yeah. And then another time the car was still moving about as I tried to turn in and offset the balance.
It's always going to be like that at Cascades, because it's like the circuit's going like this, and then the bump, and then it goes like that again, and then it cambers in. It's a horrible bit of racetrack in terms of like how bumpy it is. So the car's never going to be settled going in. So that's why you've got to have that real gentle bit of finesse as you turn in.
And also I noticed 3 or 4 corners you're saying on the power now. So obviously by the time you're saying it, I should have already been on it.
No, I'm saying it.
To anticipate.
Yeah, so like, I mean, it's not, I'm aware of like how the thought process works, so I'm sort of always trying to be like
ahead.
I'm about half a second ahead of where you are at any given point. So when I'm saying getting on the power, you're getting on the power at the right point.
Okay, right. So I felt as though I could get on the power earlier in some of the corners.
Yeah.
The hairpin, I noticed a huge difference diving into the corner instead of taking the long traditional line, go out wide, come in. Yeah. And then the 2 chicanes, I felt as though if I took the direct route, I was turning too tight and losing speed to get the exit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but the thing is, think of where you're getting on the power when you're slowing it down for the left and you're putting back. You're still getting on the power roughly the same point on the circuit.
You're gaining speed by going direct.
Exactly. To start with. Your minimum's higher, you're getting on the power roughly the same spot, and the circuit's made shorter.
Okay, right.
So it's sort of like a triple whammy.
Because on the second chicane, I would normally come in, and then I'm going wide at the second one to come back left to turn right again.
That'd be a good thing to do if after the left it was like a
straight.
Yeah, if it was like 200 metres straight, that's fine, but it's like, it's 20 metres.
Yeah, so like I'm going wide, but there's no point. I'm just increasing time. Okay, right. Yeah. So how can I develop more?
I'd say you're at that quite awkward stage where a 20-minute session isn't quite enough for you. You need someone to work with you for a full day, go through onboards with you, go out. So on an open pit lane day, you're like, we'll go out, we'll do 20 minutes, we'll review the onboard, we'll go back out, back and forth.
So which,
like, when you're doing it for fun, like, that's a very easy way to suck the joy out of it when you're just doing it for fun.
I am doing it for fun. I don't want to be the quickest driver here in the fastest car. Yeah. The enjoyment's the thing. But I'd like to be a more accomplished driver, so I've got the skills to be able to drive quick. Yeah. Does that make sense?
You've definitely, all the tools are there, the platform's there. Yeah. There's like 1 or 2 things that you'd have to tweak over the course of a day, but it would take more than 20 minutes.
It's hard when we're just coming here once a year.
Exactly. Yeah. It makes life a bit difficult, but I mean, some driver.
Thank you. Oh, thanks for that.
You are good.
Just saying that for the camera, actually. It's okay. I know. But see, what was it? You say 5-6% of what's the word? Slide.
What you want like so. Think of it like a clock. Cascades, Old Hall, like you want about 5 degrees of opposite lock as your apexing. In a car like this, that's what you want. You want to be more comfortable with the back end sliding, and
so that's when should I feel the car sliding? All the time?
Mid-turning.
Mid-turning?
It should be from the point you've turned in. Yeah. So you have your turn in, and then it'd be a gradual release of the steering lock, and then there's your apex. And at that point, you'd hold it, the car would come out a little bit, and then you'd feel the grip coming back towards the front. You'd turn into it again, and that's the point where you get on the power.
Yeah. So obviously I know by reading and try to analyse things, that a driver like yourself, a racing driver, they can go out and feel lumps on the car and get up to speed quick. Yeah. I'm still trying to think, well, what is quick and what is the right way?
Yeah. Well, again, that just comes with track time. Like I said, This is my local track. I work here. I'm here at least twice a week, most weeks.
So
it's all about how much time you spend.
I'm starting to slide now in the corner, and the guy was saying like the second chicane, and I posted a video on our kind of friends group, and he was saying that you're sliding too much. If you braked a bit later, then you would have more weight in the front to turn in.
Yeah.
You're almost understeering going to that corner.
Yeah. That's why I'm telling you to ease off the brake through the left. So it brings, if you think you hit the brakes hard, all the weight transfer goes forward.
Yeah.
You ease back off the brake, and it, at the very least, it comes to about this area, the centre of gravity, rather than over the front axle.
Right.
So it just, there's a little bit extra weight over the rear. It makes it harder for the rear to break away, because that's not a corner where you want to have the opposite lock.
Yeah.
That's a corner where you want you to be in full control of the car in terms of, right, I want that amount of lock, and you want the car to just go.
So see, when I went round there, I think the second last time, on the second part of the chicane, on the second chicane, the car was sliding right round there. Well, I felt the vibrations coming through. Yeah. Was that too much, or was that okay?
That was perfect, because I don't know if you noticed what you were doing with the wheel.
I was kind of straighten up to try and get a bit of grip. Is that what I was doing?
But you were turning into the slide, and you were turning with it. So you weren't turning at a faster rate than the car was sliding. Okay. You were turning at the same rate, and you turned into it. Like I say, in a car like this where there's no aero, rear wheel drive, that's how I get round that corner. Okay. I purposely bring the car round, and I just let the rear rotate me rather than turning.
So did you feel like the back was sliding as well, or the front was just understeering?
The front was staying put, the rear was sliding.
Oh, was the rear sliding?
Yeah. So all the front was doing was like that.
Okay.
It was just you turning into it.
So before, when I went on that corner, I felt as though I was going in too quick, and the front was understeering.
I think I brought you braking a little bit further forward, a little bit further back. Sorry.
Yes. So the cars.
So you're
more balanced.
Yeah. In an ideal world, you want, for the second chicane, you want to do all your slowing down before you turned into the right. Okay. Get it all slowed down in a straight line, and then from right to left, you're maintaining that speed. So you go on the throttle purely for the sake of maintaining momentum. Yeah. You turn in. At that point, the car's going to slide. You turn in with it, and at the point it's pointing at the grass on the left-hand side. A little boost of throttle. You'll find, excuse me, the car's naturally, because of you've got sort of like that half-hearted throttle, so the car's sliding, give it a little boost, it's going to sit up, it's going to go, and then at that point you come to about 50% throttle, and then that's the point where the weight shifts from the back to the middle, gives you a flat car to turn into the right, and at that point, as soon as you see the apex, get on power. Okay. There's a lot to take in.
It does, it sounds good. It's like having a big jigsaw puzzle and all the pieces are upside down. Yeah. And you're turning every so often, and you're like, okay, I remember that bit, and it's not coming together as a big picture yet. Yeah. It's one of them, like, it looks so easy, but it's so hard.
You come here once a year?
Yeah.
I mean, not doing too badly considering.
So I know not expect too much of good things, and there's only so much you can tell them in half an hour. But you can see the difference in that first corner, the second one I was changing because the car was behaving differently. Yeah. Tighter into shell oils, the hairpin. Yeah. The two apexes were, the chicanes were different. I was close to, after coming out the second chicane, I was a couple of times I was touching the brake, like, well, I'm getting a bit, because I felt as though the car was sliding before I was going into the corner. Yeah. And I was going to lose it coming out the back.
It shouldn't if you have that release of 50% throttle. Okay. So, like, you don't want to come completely off, because that creates too much weight transference. Yeah. The centre of gravity shifts too fast, too quickly. Okay. And as you're turning in, it's still moving.
So just try to be more smoother.
Yeah, not necessarily smoother, it's just release to 50, turn in, aim at the apex. As soon as the car's sort of settled and aiming at the apex, on the power.
Okay, right. Thank you very much.
No, my pleasure. Really enjoyed that.
So did I. Yeah. My head will be buzzing now. Just like, I absorb it all, and it's just so much great fun.
Oh yeah. It gets serious quick, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if you ever did fancy like a full day...
Yeah, so how does that work then?
That's my car. Okay. I'm happy to do it.
Yeah. So are you doing the other track days tomorrow in Cardiff, or just here today?
I'm just here today with these guys. Yeah. But like I freelance, I'll go wherever. Yeah. So
see if I was doing another track day. Yeah. Or is that how you would normally do it, or do you hire out the track? It's like opposite end.
It gets very expensive hiring out the track. So, for example, today, if it was just me and you, obviously, I have a day rate. charge mileage.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to pay for me to come on as either a passenger or a second driver, whichever you prefer. But then you'd get the whole day with me.
Yeah.
And
okay.
we'd be back and forth. I'd create like, I've got notes for the circuit that I can show you. I've got my own onboards. I've got.
Yeah. I feel as though that's what I need because there's only so much that I can absorb.
Yeah.
And even when I'm looking back, it's okay watching it, but until you're doing it and learning it step by step and feeling it, you can't read a book and then know how to drive. Well, I can't. I feel as though I need to do it, and it clicks. Oh, okay, I've got that. I can move on to the next bit.
Yeah.
So so is your rates on here, or how much does that cost? And
my rate's $250 a day,
and
then mileage. I'm based in Manchester.
Yeah.
So mileage is from my house in Manchester to the circuit and back, whichever circuit you wanted to go to. I do my absolute best not to use accommodation, just because I know it's just an extra.
So can you drive from here? Is this local to you?
Yeah. Generally speaking, there's for me Knockhill, Snet, Coombe, Thruxton, Brands, basically anywhere south of Silverstone, not including Silverstone, I'd charge mileage. Everywhere. So here, Croft, Cadwell, Donington, Mallory, Silverstone, Anglesey.
I wish I had the funds to say, right, okay, well, let's do all that. But realistically, if I'm back here next year with the Lotus and track, I can speak to you. So it would be £250 a day, and then what else is on top of that?
It'd be the mileage, and then my passenger, how much it cost to get me in the passenger seat.
Oh, I think that's not much. Is it 30-40 quid or something? Yeah, okay.
It wasn't a lot.
And then what can I take away notes for the end of the day?
I'd send you beforehand. I'll say I've got all the notes on a PDF. I'd email you or WhatsApp you or whatever, and then you can keep them for as long as you want. I tailor them for specific types of cars, so I've got nowhere or rear wheel drive lightweight notes specifically for Oulton Park International and loads of other circuits. I'd bring my laptop down, I'd bring my GoPros down, I'd show you my onboards around here in other cars, and because I feel so I'm driving without a purpose at the moment, and I'm not, even though I think it's right what I'm doing, then when it's, you sit alongside me like, no, do this. So I'm always like going along in the wrong direction. You weren't a million miles away when I got in the car, to be fair to you.
But I still don't know what's right and wrong.
It's the little incremental things, and it's that thing. So when you start working with someone who wants to go racing, for example, finding the first 5-6 seconds, you can do that in the first half a year's racing. Finding the next second to get to the front, that's like 2-3 years worth of work. Like the smaller details and the harder ones to sort of get across.
What would what would I get out of it? How would my driving improve having you coaching like a full day? Would I see like improvements like I just did in about half an hour? Because you can see the level I'm at now. But
I know I could improve you further given more time. And the thing is that the quicker you are at other circuits, naturally the quicker you'll go other ones.
I've just
Martin's after me. So
okay, thanks very much. My pleasure. I loved it.